Hello and welcome to Stories That Shape Us. My name is Joanna Daniel. In today's episode, I'm talking about 5 important things that survivors of trauma need to do. Of course, there are a range of things that we need to do as survivors of trauma, but I'm going to talk about 5 things that you need to do. 5 important things that you need to do. So the first thing I want to talk about is, and before I go into the 5 things, I just want to remind you that if you're doing one and it's not working, that might mean that you need to do more. It may need that one in isolation won't work, but together you'll enjoy the full benefits of it. So we know that trauma not just affects us psychologically, but it affects our bodies as well. And so when we're thinking and talking about healing or working through on our healing journey, we have to learn a range of things to look after ourselves, including things that looks after our bodies, not just our minds. So of course we need to look after our brain. We need to, and some of these things will look after our bodies and our brain, which is excellent and amazing and really need to be practiced. So one of those things that looks after both our bodies and our brain is rest. We need rest. You need enough rest. And maybe like me, you're working on rest continually, because there are times when it's up and sometimes it's down. Sometimes you're good at it, sometimes you're not so good at it. I used to be excellent at rest before I had children. I could not function past certain times in the evening. I'd be tired. But since children, the clock went out the window, and then building a business and it just a combination of things means that, and I homeschool, I'm always working after the children are in bed, that's my time to kind of relax and do some things. And before I know it, it's too late in the evening. So continually pulling it back. It takes practice to have regularity in rest, but our bodies get used to it. And so we need to look after our bodies in such a way that this is really good self-care and self-love. When we know and work with our body clock, work with what's best for ourselves. Now, I learned that eating 3 hours before bedtime doesn't give me the best rest. I heard recently through research. And also eating 3 hours before bedtime, before we go to sleep, is not the best thing for our brains. And I don't remember exactly the science behind it. Too much activity impacts our rest, or not enough impacts our rest. Enough rest helps us to lose weight, if that, for those who want to. So there's so many things connected to rest other than emotional healing. There are a lot of physical benefits of it too. So rest is a crucial thing that survivors of trauma need to do. And then there's nutrition. So you can rest well and you have a good diet, you've got a good, you have regularity there, but you don't have a good diet and regularity in eating, and then there's no rest. For example, I said 3 hours, if you eat 3 hours before bedtime, then that affects your rest. So then you need good regularity in your diet, in your eating, in nutrition, in what you eat and when you eat it, what time you eat it. And so your body gets used to regularity. Your body will remind you. Mine will tell me when it's time if I forget because I'm working or because I'm out and I didn't plan properly. And because of my diet, I have to plan properly, because there's nothing much in the shops for me, especially in the corner shops or in the petrol stations. Just water, right? So planning is really important. Have some fruits, walk with some fruits, or walk with some energy bars, or water, or a flask that you can have a hot drink. Walk with something so that if you're running over time, then you're not going to go for the kinds of foods that is not feeding your body in the right way. So nutrition is important, and regularity in having good nutrition is important. It's something that trauma survivors really need to do in order to look after our bodies. And then there is trust. So we do all of that because we have trust in divine power. We have trust in God that when we do all of the things that we can do, He will do what we can't do for us. And our bodies will function in the way that it was designed to function. And we're trusting Him for the things that, we need, the things that we care about, the things that we worry about. We know we can take it to Him in prayer, and He's going to hear and answer our prayers. And then there is water. Now, I learned something amazing about water. Think about 2 years ago, three years this year when I spent 2 weeks at a health retreat. I learned that, okay, so we're told, 6 to 8 glasses of water every day. But I learned that when you are healing, sometimes you might need more than 8 glasses of water. Of course, your height and your weight is impacted, that the amount of water that you drink. But when we are healing, and if your digestive system is impacted, is damaged, because sometimes digestive system affects our digestion. So our digestive system is impacted, because digestions need to drink more water than other people. And so, regularity in that as well really does help your body to relax and to rest. And for when you have that good nutrition with regularity in a timely way, your body is able to digest the food and absorb it, and nutrients get to your cells and get to the areas of your body that it needs to get to, so that overall it can work to make you healthy and well, both mentally and physically. And then so I talked about rest and nutrition and trust and trust and water. And the last one I want to talk about is sunshine, the sunshine. Now, here in Britain, we had a sunny day today, and the way the weather is set up, as you know, we might not have that for several days. So go outside and get the vitamin D, especially for people who look like me, we need more vitamin D. So we go outside and we get it. I used to like to sit inside and let it stream in through the window. And my friend said to me this weekend, she said, you need to go outside, Joanna, and sit in it, right? Because it's warmer inside than it is outside, even when the sun is out, isn't it? So go outside and get the vitamin D from the sunshine when it comes out. Just go outside in the air, go for a walk out in nature. Green spaces is really important and helps our mental health, help our well-being. So go for walks in green spaces as much as you can, if you can. If you're not living near the park, or you have to drive too far to get to green spaces, go for a walk in the air, in the open air, and take deep breaths, deep breathe in and out. Expand your lungs. So that is helping digestion. So it will help the foods, the good nutrition that you eat regularly, to be absorbed. It will help you to rest. It will relax your muscles in your body and helps you when you're triggered, because stress can't survive in a relaxed muscle body. So you're going to be okay overall. So of course, as I said, there are many more things that we need to do as survivors of trauma, but those are some things that you can start with to do. Do them often, do them consistently, and over time it becomes a habit and a way that you live, which is really, really important in helping you to heal, not just mentally, but physically. Thank you for joining me in this episode of Stories That Shape Us. I hope you'll join me on the next story.